Alright, I got something for y'all today. We are reverting back to this toroidal transformer as per a video where I do, what was it? Voltage versus gas production. Maybe I'll link it here in the video. But have this configured as primary, just like a dual wind here. The secondary is a bifilar center tap. There are no inductors at all, just a secondary. And of course we have our diode, but we have it in reverse polarity. And we also have to reverse this output here because this is essentially, I guess in essence, on the negative side or terminal of that secondary. We basically have something reversed here. But anyway, that is the configuration. But enough of that. The real meat and potatoes here, people, is just a little something I've played around with here. We're going to test this out here today to make sure this is working as I see it here today. This is a simple high voltage multiplier, 3-stage, half wave, and pretend this is the output of that toroidal transformer here. We've got a diode right there that is not indicated. Hang on. I guess in essence, whether this, obviously, like I was just explaining, being on the opposite side, reverse polarity, or whatever configuration we have here, that doesn't matter. The output we have to this is going to my capacitors, wired in the same way. We have basically 3 capacitors here right now. Only 2 I can get to work in this configuration. I'm going to do 4 cells. I'm going to build my 4th cell here, add it to this in this configuration, see what we have. So right now we just have 2 of these cells in this configuration. We're going to do a test here. I mean, hang on, guys. Hold on to your pants. So, 63 volts. That peaked at 66 volts, but we're well over that 50 volt mark on 2 cells, 25 per cell. Dude, we are getting well over that 150 at this. At 66 volts, that was like pushing 190 volts. Obviously, we've got more current flow here happening. As it continues, voltage is going down slightly. 8.7 amps is not terrible. This is that waveform. But dude, 60 volts is just destroying these things. We are not going to disconnect said voltage multiplier diodes here and just have it in a standard series configuration to see compared to the voltage. Still get pretty impressive performance. However, we were, well, it was peaked at 64. It's immediate. Still under an amp. 60 volts on 2 cells. We'll go from here. That's averaging out, let's say 59 volts here. But yeah, our frequency is way down too on this for some reason. In that similar configuration here, I mean, we peak at 65. And there's visible difference. And I think we leveled off about 60 volts, 59 volts. We're still hovering about 6.2. How many volts? Here, watch. On 3 cells? Wow, that's 30 volts per tube. Still under an amp. waveform. Bro, these things are just, you can see just they're getting disgustingly dirty with new contaminants because I'm creating so much freaking gas. Look at that bubble. I mean, what? Alright, we're gonna run a test. So it presently took me approximately 2 minutes to fill up 500 milliliters. So we're essentially at 4 minutes per liter. So 1 liter of gas per every 4 minutes. I do notice voltage dropping continually from, 100 volts dang near down to 80 volts as process goes on, amps are consumed, things like that, which I think has a lot to do with being gated pulse frequency.
This is Stand Revenge.
So here again, as part of our testing process, we get up to 99 volts there, peak I saw, and absolutely insane production. Disconnecting the voltage multiplier type circuit we have here. We have power coming in to cell number 1, capacitor number 1 here. The output of that is going into what we're calling cell number 2. That's going to be right here. So it's a direct connection between those two, but we also have this kind of diode array we've set up here for that, which actually we are missing one of the connections for that. How interesting. In like series fashion, cell 1 to cell 2, and then the output of cell 2 here goes to our diode configuration, as this right here kind of loops back, skipping everything over here, but we have basically the diode going in. As you can see right there, we have diode basically looping back here to this cell connection, which is our 3rd cell right here. And the essentially polarity is reversed on here because we have positive on this side, negative on this side, when in reality I believe that is reversed, where positives on this side, negatives on this side, respective to current flow. But anyway, negative here goes to our main point here from our high voltage transformer, etc. So maybe get a good peep at that right there. Let's take it all apart and just put it in series without it, see what happens. Now it is just a simple series setup. Still get 90 some volts, and the cells are just puking about the same amperage here. I'll check that in the video. But rolling down to 88 volts or so, does that really do much? Let's find out. We peak about 90 volts here. It's about 93. Previously I saw 99 volts, so it's negligible, but it might be a slight improvement. One more time. Let's clear the voltage on those things. 97 volts. That's interesting because when I turn off this main power, it is set to automatically ground the cells. As you see, it's down the millivoltage now. As soon as I have power on the cell, cells gain, I guess, ambient power of just a few volts spanned across them. So millivolts per each individual too. But what's interesting here, watch this voltage here. We're going to max it out. 95 volts got up to. That's how quick we can get up there. 96, 97. Whereas if we just turn the power off, we still have, voltage on the cell. Goes up to 93. We're able to get higher voltage as we're able to gate those pulses manually, be it. But that is, I think, I believe, a core function of getting higher voltage is having those pulses gated. nonetheless, I need new water in my tube. Let's do that. And y'all, listen, to prove that we're, dealing with high voltage, low amperage, like all these little puny cables are cool to the touch. My diodes are cool to the touch. There's no mass amp draw going through this system. It's clear. Voltage is performing the work. Oh, you're a dirty girl. So fresh and so clean. Yeah, for real, dude. All the power to my cell is going through these puny little alligator clip cables. I can link to them, but they're like, what, 18 AWG amp wire gauge? I mean, this one right here is... That's 18, and that's freaking thicker than these damn things. These have to be like 12. There's some exposed wire on this one. You see how minuscule that wire is? I'm getting 1/4 of a liter per minute on 1 amp input to the cell. 1 amp consumed to the cell. It's ludicrous. It's unheard of. Even if you would go by traditional means of, let's say, about 40 amps to create 1 liter per minute at just 1/4 of a liter per minute, that would still be 10 amps of input power to create 1/4 of a liter per minute per standard electrolysis. So we're 1 amp at the cells. That's 1/10 of the amperage consumption at the cell. I don't know about you, but that's kind of impressive. Even though we are consuming practically 10 amps input power. But at the cell, it's a different story. Yeah, let's see if I fixed it here. It's got up to 105 there. Hang on. Woo. Woo. Whoa, that bounced too. Jeez. Man, these cells though, dude. Holding fast at 91. Man. Little guy's going too. But he's not 100% accurate. Transformer's still nice and cool. My MOSFET is pretty warm. Not hot. My heatsink's hot. So this thing's definitely doing its job. And just for reference, our what our 40 volt mark is, well, essentially 20 volt per tube. So this would be our 60 volt mark in this case. 10 volts in, 1.5 amps consumed. So what, 15 watts to get 60 volts? That's alright. But you can see our waveform is not balanced at all. We've got way all this positive potential, not enough negative potential.
This is Stand Revenge.